The Gauteng Provincial Legislature's Portfolio Committee on Infrastructure Development and Property Management is demanding the immediate dismissal of underperforming contractors and project managers who are responsible for persistent delays in the completion of construction projects across the province. Well, let's get more information on this as we speak to Bones Modise, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Infrastructure Development and Property Management in the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. Bones, good evening. Appreciate your time. Now, let's start off with the specific incidents that have prompted the Gauteng Provincial Legislature's Portfolio Committee to issue the directive demanding the dismissal of underperforming contractors and project managers.
Well, good evening, Hugo, and good evening to your viewers. And thanks for giving us an opportunity to give our side of the story. What we can confirm as a portfolio committee is that this is not for the first time where we get into a committee meeting. We invite everyone that is involved to come and explain to themselves how is it that the contract has not been finished. But yesterday it was something else. I must say that the contractor was in pain in explaining how the department and the consulting firm that has been employed by infrastructure had failed him on numerous occasions, how they've closed the door in his face, how they've shut him out when he tried to reach out to explain to himself, to say, look, I'm facing these problems, I need your intervention. The consulting firm is not giving me a break. One of the things that we picked up is that the consulting firm would have went to the contractor and told the contractor that there's a businessman or a company that is based in Witbank in Mpumalanga that produces bricks, and that the contractor must use that company in order to secure bricks. The question we're asking is that there's a company just about in Carletonville, which is about roughly 80 kilos from Randfontein to Carletonville. Why do you use a company that is located plus or minus 6 hours away in terms of the truck, the delivery and all of that? And why is the consulting firm telling contractors which service providers to use and for what? And this business person that is coming from Mpumalanga, when the client department, which is education department, under Matume Chilwane, the MEC, went to the site to check the school, the progress, they picked up that they are not happy with the quality of the bricks that have been provided by this company. On those bases, the construction had to be halted. And this is money, this is time, and I'm happy with what the department has done. The department has moved swiftly. They've moved the project manager who was responsible for this project from the department and brought someone who's very versatile, energetic, and we believe that this person will assist us moving forward.
So the issue, Bones, that you are explaining to us here is not the contractor specifically, but intervention from the consulting firm that seems to be the cause of this problem.
On this specific project in Randfontein, the Simunye, new Simunye Secondary School, which we have asked an MMC, Sethole, and Executive Mayor Mateke to come with a proper name. We can't have a name that is a school that is called New Simunye. In this specific school, the consulting firm is a problem in that construction, and we have since decided as a portfolio committee to adopt that school. We'll be visiting that school every week until that school is completed. We're not going to tell them which day we're coming. We want to see what is happening on site because the contractor was really in pain. And everything that we were saying, none of them disputed everything that he said. It simply means that whatever he was saying is true. Now the question is, out of him, how many other contractors were subjected to this? And that is why we believe the form that we are taking now, that when we call a meeting, we must call everyone. We must not meet with the department and go meet with the contractor and go meet with the consulting firm. Everyone must be under one roof so that these things can be ironed out, clarified, and be put out there.
So have you been able to establish why the consulting firm would order or advocate for business to be given to a producer of bricks that is 6 hours away, as you've suggested, versus a brick manufacturer who's 80 kilometers away, which is basically an hour away?
We're busy now, ourselves as a committee, through Nthabisen Seroka, who's our researcher, to find out what is the relationship between the consulting firm and the businessman or the business person that is based in Mpumalanga. Because yesterday, when we were confronting this chap from the consulting firm, there were so many contradictions in his statements. He could not give a clear answer. He could not be as firm, and he was not accurate. He was all over the show. So we want to find out what is the relationship between the consulting firm and the chap that is in Mpumalanga, and why specifically that he would have suggested that the contractor must use this business person that is in Mpumalanga when we have so many people in Gauteng that produces bricks.
Do you suspect that there might have been an exchange of money or any underhand dealings in this process?
We want to find out what was the reason why specifically this contractor or specifically this business person that produces bricks that is located in Mpumalanga and not around Randfontein or Western Desert region.
Now, Bones, you're the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Infrastructure Development and Property Management in the Gauteng provincial legislature, but there is an MEC who is responsible for the day-to-day management of such processes. Why have you, as the provincial legislature, have had to intervene?
We're not intervening. We're doing our work as an oversight committee. That's our responsibility to do an oversight, to check what is happening with the project, how far is the project within time, quality, and within budget. That is our responsibility. What the MEC does with the staff in his office is a totally completely different story from what we are doing. And I'm sure MEC Mahile is very capable to respond to what is it and the measures that he has put in place to deal with those that are within his department that are not adhering to the timelines that have been set. What we want to do, and this is what we have discussed yesterday as a portfolio committee, is to adopt these projects that they seem to be not moving precisely because of a contractor here or because of the consulting firm here. That's why we have adopted the Resteval School in the Val. We have adopted 2 clinics in the West End, the Maibuye Clinic and the Kuchong South Clinic. We have also asked the team to schedule a Section 79 committee meeting of health and infrastructure in Tshwane, because we've got 2 clinics in Tshwane that are done, completed. They need to be handed over to the community of Tshwane. And the report we received yesterday is that Tshwane is not playing ball. And I remember the Premier was saying whenever he calls meetings of mayors and all of that, Tshwane is not coming on board. So we want to ask them to come to a meeting, sit down with them so that we can hand over Modise Clinic, including Kekana Start Clinic, so that the community of Tshwane can benefit from these things. So if we don't do these things, therefore means people of Tshwane have 2 very beautiful clinics that are sitting there because Tshwane, those who are responsible in Tshwane are playing around with people's lives. So this is the work that we do. This is our responsibility as an oversight. It has nothing to do with the department. MEC is there, the HOD there. They're capable of handling these things.
Well, if they're capable of handling these things, I mean, it's not apparent. Because you've come in, you've realized that there's an issue. The contractor has said to you that for many months he's been struggling. He's not getting the support that he's looking for. The door is shut in his face. I mean that suggests either they're complicit in the goings on or an incapacity.
And that's why we'll be meeting ourselves as the portfolio committee with the MEC and the HOD and the senior management team of infrastructure to formally table these findings that we got yesterday, because they were not part of the meeting. Once we have tabled these things to them, we'll hear from them what is the way forward. What we cannot think, or we can't tell you what is the department going to do. We can tell you ourselves as an infrastructure what is it that we intend doing. We are also proposing to pass 2 or 3 motions in the House that seeks to empower the portfolio committee, including the office of the MEC, with regards to these contractors that are not doing what's supposed to be done, including the consulting firms. Because what they did yesterday in the West End, and we said very clear, these things you are doing it because none of your children is going to benefit from this school. None of your children is going to attend to that school. And therefore you are subjecting these children who are staying in and around Randfontein, Simunye, and Hills Haven to travel all the way to Protein, so just to access education. When there's this beautiful school that can accommodate almost 1,200 students, that you are dilly-dallying around, you are playing with people's feelings, and you want to show who's in charge. And this cannot happen anymore, not under our watch as a portfolio committee. So that's what we are doing now. It's what we expected to do as a portfolio committee when we play an oversight. When the project is stopping or it's stalled and people are involved, we must come in and ensure that we try as much as we can to resolve the issue. You can go to Tshwane, ask the people of Sempato what we have done there. We have came in as a portfolio committee. We did our oversight. We met with the HOD and the MEC. And there's a progress in Sempato and other schools in around Gauteng. That's why we have decided to adopt a few schools and clinics that we realize that they are not moving. And remember, Hugo, the committee that we are chairing has only 10 members. And there are about 2,500 schools in Gauteng. I don't want to speak about the number of clinics, community halls, sports facilities, libraries, monuments, flats, houses. All of these things are things that must be attended to by a committee of 10 people who are trying our level best. There might be someone who say, but we have an issue of not attended to it. We want to make an appeal. There is more than almost 3,000 schools that we need to attend to as a committee of 10 people.
Obviously, an incredible amount of work that you are doing. Now, so when we talk about these consulting firms that are involved in some of this oversight, have they already been paid? Have they given a certain amount of money?
Well, that's the report that we have sent the team back to go and compile, because some of the report that were presented yesterday did not speak to the specific that we were looking for. We're looking for exactly how much has been spent on this service provider that is a consultant, and what role has this consultant, how many other projects outside this one is this consultant involved in? If there's any other project where he goes and tells people that, hey, use this supplier, don't use this one, use that one. So we're busy now. Like I said, our researcher, a very capable intervention, Seroka, is working on it, and the team that is led by Maureen Chabalala is working on this thing. When we come back to you, we'll be having all this information, and this time we'll come to the studio so that we can share this information with all of you. You can punch it, you can show it on TV, that this consulting firm has been involved in so many projects in Gauteng, and this is how much money they have done. But all the projects that they're involved in, have they been completed on time, quality, and within budget?
Burns, we certainly look forward to that. But let's talk about the actions that the committee plans to take to hold those accountable for those responsible for project delays, and what role does it expect the MSc of the department to play in this regard?
Let me make a practical example, and I hope everyone will understand this. You see, me and you are now in an interview, an interview that was scheduled by the producer of the show. Probably the executive producer gave go ahead. The technical team would have done everything to make sure that at this time me and you are talking via virtual platform. Had it been that I don't honor this interview, the people who are watching were not going to blame the producer or the executive producer or the technical director. They were going to see you as someone who's not honest, because you've been saying to them, in the next few minutes, we'll be talking to the chairperson of Infrastructure Portfolio Committee. The same thing with what is happening with the MECs. The PMFA does not allow the MEC to get involved in who gets to be awarded what contract, at what level, and so on and so forth. But when things are not going accordingly, the MEC must be brought in. The MEC must account on things that he has no knowledge of, because these things are decided somewhere by certain individuals who are officials in the department. Now, we want to push a motion in the House that says when a contractor has been given a contract to go and undertake a particular project, that contractor must meet with the MEC before they start. Sign a contract of some sort between the contractor and the MEC. That says, as a contractor, we say and we agree that we are going to do this project within time, budget, and quality. Failing which, you now have the responsibility to do the following with our company. You can blacklist it, you can freeze our assets, and so on and so forth. Because we believe only then that the contractors will do what they're supposed to be doing. Because currently, if I were to ask you, the company that was building Maibuye in Tembisa, if you check the report why the Maibuye was not finished and all of those things, you are told that the contractor did not have the financial muscle. Who appointed this contractor that did not have a financial muscle for this magnitude of a project? And does it not say for a project of this magnitude, this is the type of a company that we need, these are the financial statements that the company must possess, and so on and so forth. So why do you give a person like Bones, who knows nothing about construction, a 200 million project? And there's no consequence, because the MEC cannot get involved, because people decide who must get contract. So we want to push that motion to say, contractor, MEC, sit down, sign the contract that says we're going to do this. MEC and the project manager in the department must sign a contract that there's a project manager. I'm going to see to it that this project gets to be done on time, quality, and within budget.
Appreciate the clarity. That was Bones Modise, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Infrastructure Development and Property Management of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature.